Everyone, are you reading me? This is Shannon. We've taken out the last cannon, but... Oh, heck! Somebody's gonna have to deal with those steel bars flying out. Oh, there's another one.
Deets here. I read you loud and clear, Shannon. I agree. Where are Z and Cleo? They need to deal with this problem. Tell them to attack. Has anyone got eyes on the beer and the fish?
Trevor here. Heck, I lost track of them. I'm dodging a lot of stuff up here. Hang on, let me just engage the butter knife. Alright, that's taken out a few of them. Oh heck. I've got eyes on them. I've got eyes on them, people.
Where are they, Trevor?
Well, they're falling through the air, into the pond. Into the pond in the middle? Oh. Oh!
If they're in that pond, then it's in their hands now.
Z, Cleo, be careful in there. Welcome, everyone.
Oh,
we're back in the main timeline.
Back.
We are ready to backwater some bastards.
Holy
or
heck.
Bastards some backwaters.
Any way you put it.
Either way, we're going to do it. I'm your DM Dick. With me, as ever, we have on the left there's Daniel, a.k.a. Dr. Z, the psychic jellyfish.
Oh, hello, and I cannot wait to figure out how this ends, or starts or begins, or wherever we are at. I'm excited.
And here on my right, it's Taylor, a.k.a. Cleo, the armored bear.
And the bastards are back in the water.
Oh, yes. And leading us as always, we have our dangerous, our alarming, our malignant, our menacing, and our unstable DM Dick Dynamite.
Thank you.
The thesaurus helps once again.
It's quite a write-up.
Wow.
And hey, guys, we've been doing Z-Day, and we done did.
We done
did Z-Day.
Holy
Yeah,
heck.
And we're now jumping back into the primary timeline, perhaps a little more aware why it is that we went back and did Z-Day in the first place, because Z has come face to face with a particular Atola Medusa, a red glowing, one true leader who he has met in his past.
Yes.
So we've got a few forces at work here. We've got the bastards, Cleo and Ze. They are right now floating in a giant orb of water, 20 feet up above the ground, facing off against the one true leader. Z and the honey boy is ready to go. He's dropped his psychic shields. He's revealed himself.
Shit.
And more importantly, his true identity to the one true leader.
Yes.
Cleo, she's holding her breath as best she can.
Yeah.
We'll see how long that lasts.
You've been doing the Wim Hof. You can hold your breath for
Well, I should have been doing that, but
we all should be.
realistically.
Meanwhile, outside, assembled forces are in battle. Because as you might recall, the bastards united Channon and his mid-space revolutionaries from the Dark City with Deets, the gangster and right-hand man of Princess Zuzu.
Oh, my.
You've also got Trevor piloting the Grey Dragon in the sky, just sort of cutting through debris and shooting down cannons. And you're all fighting the one true leader's cult, who seemed like a fairly innocuous group. However, they have been encouraging the spread of a psychic network of mushrooms that the one true leader has complete control over and uses to piggyback his now seemingly insurmountable telekinetic and telepathic powers.
Holy heck.
Aha!
Exactly,
Things I
Taylor.
shouldn't have eaten. Bam!
We'll just laugh at this because scary.
So during this pitched battle, the bastards managed to take out half of the anti-aircraft cannons.
Heck yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
And then the army of gangsters, revolutionaries, and of course Trevor came in and have taken out the remaining cannons. And they're still in a sort of a pitched guerrilla battle with the cultists. but they also are having to deal with a lot of support fire, just of huge, sharp shards of metal, glass, rock, raining from the sky at them.
Oh my God.
Chopping them apart from the one true leader who, bolstered by the song, including like millions of these little mushrooms, is just so much more powerful.
And you've been using a lot this flying rebar, which, has been a bit terrifying.
I mean, it's the best missile.
Yeah, well, it's also haunting our dream.
Yeah, it's a bit scary, Dickie.
I'm worried about the rebar.
Yeah.
Let me just be very honest.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to beat that. We're going to be fine. We're going to beat everybody else forever. But I don't know about the rebar.
You can never tell what the rebar's thinking.
You can't.
So you've been hearing over the radar the chatter from your allies, but you have bigger fish to fry right now, facing down the one true leader, right in his element, in a floating orb of water, surrounded by his power source, this network of mushrooms that he's sharing a song through.
God damn.
And Z has finally dropped his telepathic shielding, revealed basically his psychic aura, who he truly is.
Okay.
And the one true leader has frozen there, floating, hovering in this ball of water, a good 30 meters back from you.
I take some of the jelly and give it to Cleo to use as a rebreather.
You can have a sort of a straw attached to her and stay on her, but if you separate it from the honey boy, it will very quickly die and not have the power to do anything.
All right, so then, what you see is several straws from Benjamin's start connecting inside the honey boy, and surrounding that is a thin tube of honey boy spreading out towards, this little tentacle goes out towards Cleo, and I try to telepathically say to Cleo, Cleo!
Z!
Keep your mouth shut, Cleo! No, Cleo! Please grab this. It'll help you breathe.
Z!
Oh, thank Glob. I was worried about that for a minute there.
So as Cleo sort of plunges her face into a ball of honey boy, which I guess becomes sort of a little helmet,
Cosmonaut
little underwater,
Cleo.
a little underwater ball.
Yeah.
I am picturing a space race cosmonaut.
Cosmonaut styles.
But Z is able to rejig the life support in that section of nanotech to be designed for mammals rather than sea dwellers.
Yeah.
And the one true leader is still just staring you down, just this red, dimly glowing jellyfish. And finally, cutting psychic words come out, echoing in both of your brains. So it is you.
Ignoring the one true leader, and look at Cleo and be like, so I'm going to pump through pancake smelling, or what flavor air?
I'm gonna need a real good flavor for this.
Okay, what flavor then, Cleo? I could do any flavor. I mean,
Okay, do you got... this is a lot. Do you got gravy and jelly?
all right, let me just look through the ingredients of the everything.
Grape jelly and gravy.
Grape jelly, gravy. I'll separate that out from the everything. Right, here we go. And how's this smell?
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
All right. Okay, now we're ready. We can address this lunatic. Party pose. Striking a pose underwater.
This is serious. You killed my siblings. You've interfered with my operations here on mid-space. You will not leave alive, songless one.
Z,
Yes, Cleo.
what are they talking about?
Okay, so a while ago, I remember interacting with them before. Now, they were quite unstable then as well. Though I do remember you had more of you at that point.
And you do catch that little telltale glimmer being enacted. I guess what I'm trying to say is, rebar incoming.
Great.
Yeah,
This time you know it's about to happen because you actually hear close enough to see him do it.
Cleo, we're about to get shot at.
Again?
Yes, with the strong spiky bits.
Mom, you know I can't make myself small.
Pumping in more flavor.
Wicked. All right, let's do it.
Lashing tentacles, and then you catch a glint, like fire reflected in steel. As from below you, a hunk of rebar shoots up into the orb of water, flying directly at the two of you.
At this point, I would like to think that the honey boy has become more jellyfish-like in this water. And I'm going to kind of, pulse us in a direction to get away from the oncoming rebar.
All right, so in the water, like you're in your element, you actually can carry Cleo about. Like this is one occasion where you can quite readily move her. So just give me a dexterity roll.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do on the Atolla.
This is a power moment.
This is a Mungade. Power bomb, 16.
And I suppose before you roll that, I probably should have given you my attack roll, but let's do it now.
No, just don't give us an attack roll. It's fine. Just say that I won.
Mine was a natural fucking one.
Oh, that's the noise we love to hear.
Oh my gosh.
The power of friendship.
I'm rolling a D100.
Oh, 58.
58%
middling.
bad.
Wow, that's more than half.
That is more than half.
In case you didn't know.
I didn't,
Maybe you
and
didn't.
now I know.
So as you catch this glinting light from the steel rebar just flying up from beneath you, Z pulses his giant jellyfish honey boy form and shoves the two of you somewhere very safe, because it turns out this thing was firing quite wide and completely missing.
Holy heck.
As it just punctures up through, vanishes out the top of the water bubble, and then, to the keen, eagle-eyed observer, flips negligently in the air above, and then falls back down through the water, falling not like a javelin, but just across.
Like a
just
guillotine.
Like a guillotine.
Holy
There's
heck.
this steel beam of rebar, and you can see that it is coming down right for the one true leader.
Wait, is he gonna stab himself?
Why?
Who has to very quickly try and erect a telekinetic barrier to deal with this.
Oh, shit.
Easily swiping the rebar to the side where it falls out and plops down into the greatly diminished pond beneath.
So how much energy are they on now, then?
One.
Right.
Interesting.
They've done two things.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that.
Holy heck, Cleo, that was close.
Oh, I'm so tired of that.
I am also finding it quite annoying. You could really stop that. We're in your element. We're here. We're facing you.
Then face me and die.
Which one?
No, Cleo, we have commitment next week. Sorry, we've already got dinner arrangements. It will not be us.
Then eat this.
Oh. And you can see the one true leader is once again pulling up some sort of telepathic energy.
Oh, damn.
But before whatever they're doing comes your way, it is Dr. Z's turn.
Cleo.
Z.
Cleo, I have been in this situation before. I've fought them.
You mean like in a bubble?
Well, I was in a bubble, but I didn't have a straw going to my best friend. Look, the thing is, I've been in this...
You had a straw? How long you had this straw?
Well, no, this one's just
You
come out of the
use a
wrapper.
straw?
Look, this is a fresh straw. But the thing is, Cleo, I've been in this situation with this
All right.
jelly before.
With that jelly, that same jelly.
The last time that this happened, they were very violent, and there was a lot of death. It's pointless, but I'm going to try to communicate and try and bring up those memories. If you see an opening, take it. Because this individual will not stop until they get what they want.
Well, that makes two of us, and I have smelt gravy today. And jelly. Ain't no stopping us now.
Imagine like Cleo just taking a big whiff of
huff it.
gravy air and then like yanking off the thing to swim in like with full bear, because bears are good swimmers, you know?
Yeah, they are, dude. They are.
Z will reach out telepathically and try and join the song of the one true leader.
Yeah.
So I will do a telepathy roll. Come on. Oh no, it's an 8!
boy.
I failed
So
it!
Z reaches out psychically and finds, just bouncing off the outside of the song, not quite being able to come in and connect with the brainwaves that the One True Leader and all this mushroom network are emanating. And the One True Leader gives almost like a smirking psychic aura. Their jellyfish tendril flicking and lashing negligently like, pathetic attempt.
Cleo.
Z!
Cleo, they are charging up for something. I just tried to enter their mind and I failed. Can you hold your breath?
Well, I mean, now, I may not be like a water boy,
Right, no.
but the thing is,
Yes.
you know, I can float for a while.
Breath holding is a durability roll, so
Okay.
Like 10
Cleo
seconds.
is built for that sort of shit.
Now you hear me when I'm going right now. The amount of hot air that comes out, now that is the amount of hot air that can stay in as well.
Right, I will be right back then.
All right, bye.
As soon as I see a deep breath, I'll disconnect the tube, and I am going to jellyfish pulse my way towards the One True Leader and try and build up the pulses and try and get as fast as I can and pull out the energy blade. And much like the butter knife, is going to swim directly towards the One True Leader and try and attack.
You may remember this blade from our previous encounter.
The One True Leader sort of shocked and sort of quivering, like that flash back all those years ago when one of their own came bearing the physical weapons of the land dwellers, refusing to fight with the telepathy that he'd grasped, instead just using it to facilitate a terrifying blow that took out the leader of their song back then. And I'm going to need an energy blade roll.
Energy blade, gonna roll a energy
Good
blade.
golly,
It's
Miss
a
Molly.
16.
Well, the One True Leader, the red jelly, immediately has to hold off on what they were doing, and instead, horrified, seeing this blade coming toward them, they kind of just panic and they try to swim out of the way, failing to do so.
Oh, yes!
As Z swims in, sails in, and just stabs that blade, somewhat penetrating the side of the jelly. As the jelly swims away, they're just slashed, taking 2 points of damage.
Holy heck!
Cha! You barbarian! This will not be forgiven. What I find barbaric is you and the rest of the atollers that choose to live this way, feeding on others, taking from others. It doesn't need to be like this. There are other ways of living. There are other ways of being us.
Being alone like you, perhaps.
Found friendship that doesn't come at a price. It doesn't
Yeah.
come at ownership.
Yeah.
It's just Cleo in the background, just being like, yeah. It's the anime. It's the anime camera. Like, there's that serious chat, and then in the background's the chibi version of Cleo going.
You're a fool. You're weak and alone. This means nothing.
You see like a sort of a small telekinetic energy just sort of holding the One True Leader's wounds closed as they swim back out of range of your energy blade.
As I float there, Z looks and says,
Oh, I'm not alone.
Cue Cleo's turn.
So, here's what's happening. Have you ever seen in a space movie where somebody leaves the spaceship and their tether breaks, and obviously they start to panic because they can't move close, because you can't, if you don't have anything to kick off of in space, you're probably not going to move. But if you're lucky, you've got one of those little like buttons that farts out some air so that you do actually start moving forward.
wait, what's going to happen here?
Well, not what you think, but I did think of that.
I was like, where are we going?
I was going to go directly there, but I was like, go somewhere better than that. So for this moment, I'm coming to the table, okay? This is the time.
Heck.
We've truly matured.
Because I've been summoned.
Yes.
I have to show up for my friend. And so I'm not going to fart, even though I thought about it.
Okay.
And I probably need to because this is like really scary.
It's really
but
intense.
like, I'm afraid, like, what if I do that and it's not a fart? But like, so I'm propelling myself forward to enter the fight because I've been called up to bat. Heck, I ain't leaving you there, little buddy. I ain't leaving my little buddy. And I'm going to attempt my own song.
Ooh.
What I'm actually going to do is while I'm like hood ornamenting towards the one true leader, I'm going to open my mouth despite the fact that I'm trying to hold my breath. And I'm going to like expel my own song while I think, because I learned about green thoughts.
Mhm.
So I'm transmitting a sound because I think that's how it works. I don't really understand it. And I'm also transmitting a thought. And the thought is of the history of our friendship.
Oh, shit.
And I want to hurt them with the power of our great life together.
That's the
Oh
power
my God,
of love.
that is like demoralizing as hell.
Yeah, because it's not actually like a hateful thing like they would expect from us. It's like, I want you to be completely just taken apart by how good it's been together. Z is not alone.
Stews.
So as Cleo just fires
Epic.
in, shooting the song, the one true leader can't help but like look up and scan that crazed mind.
heck.
What is happening? This bear with wings
What the
is
hell
just
is that?
sailing majestically through the water, screaming underwater, wasting precious oxygen, and thinking rather intently. And the one true leader catches
Friend
those thoughts,
thoughts.
those stories, those flashes. Z and Cleo meeting in a prison. Z asking for Cleo's help in constructing some weaponry to find a way to escape from this place. The two of them both being relatively new to the galaxy and the varied peoples, both not long removed from their homelands.
Yes.
Both of them really needing to forge some sort of friendship. And the friendship
beginning.
they did, because they did escape.
Yeah, we
And
did.
they had
fucking did.
adventures along the way. They found their way to mid-space.
Yeah,
they,
we
they
did.
met
Yeah, we
they met
fucking did.
Herodotus. They met Reese.
Yes.
They began traveling the universe, the galaxy together upon the Grey Dragon.
We've seen and eaten incredible things together.
We have had snacks upon snacks upon snacks.
Yeah.
And all these little stories, all these little connections, all this legitimate intimacy that the one true leader may have given up when they left their atoll for a much more hollow unity of that of the song, that of mine, especially as a very hollow unity with the minds that they've co-opted with this completely like barely conscious, or certainly not conscious in an animal way, mushroom network. And it cuts like a knife, but the one true leader lashes some tendrils out like,
Your stories mean nothing. Your connections are fleeting without a song. And you will never have one.
Says that to Cleo.
yeah.
Well, Cleo can't say anything back, so she just does more of it. Yeah, it's like it's literally it's like I know that.
That was audible birds if you needed to know what Dickie
Yeah,
just
it
did.
was audible birds. It was audible birds because you know what it is? It's like you can hurt us with fake stuff. You can try to hurt us with things that ain't true, but we can hurt you with things that is. That's what we're
just
at.
that steadfast is like, well, what do I give a fuck
This
about a
is
song?
the classic thing of like heroes of mud and magic, where there is always magic. There's always the cool shit that's always overpowered. But sometimes you just need a fucking barbarian to go in with a hard bit of steel.
It's true.
Just bring
It's true.
everyone down to size. Just like, this still works. Boom. You know, like.
Yeah. You were projecting, man, and
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah.
We know that you are lonely.
Yeah.
So Cleo
No.
technically has only
I'm
expended
so
a single energy to swim over. I mean, I'm going to call that entire like green song a free action.
Whoa.
Yes. Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh my God, he's doing something, you guys. He's
No,
not
he
moving
just said
along.
you've got 2 more
Well, you
action
still got
points.
2 energy, but is that where you're gonna end this turn? That's having just like fired off this
No, No, that's not it. If I'm
Biting concept.
I just got like really nervous.
No, Dick.
No,
That's not it.
You know what? I do have stuff that I can do.
Mm?
And that is, once I reach proximity of the one true leader, I'm going to be like,
Ze! Mask up!
What do you mean?
I'm about to let one loose.
Mask up. What are you talking about?
that was your warning, man.
All right.
Do what you want.
Okay.
Because I'm about to release all of my bear grease into the water.
Oh.
Because I know how you are. You
Very
don't
clean.
like crap in your water.
No, I want it clean water.
Maybe
Like a
they don't
cat.
either. And while that permeates the area, I am going to strike out with the ghost axe.
Oh,
Ghost X.
What I want is a Ghost Axe audio clip of Ghost Axe, yeah, it's the baby, it's Ghost Axe. Dun.
Ooh, and I rolled an 11.
so Cleo
Yes.
pops some vents and sprays, almost like a squid. This horrible grease.
I inked.
As Cleo comes in, releasing this nasty underwater cloud of grease,
Oil
Yes.
and water, baby.
forms into like nasty oil bubbles because it's not going to mix with the water. The one true leader just recoils from that, and then suddenly like, oh, as Cleo whips out the ghost axe, wailing it through the air, and the one true leader is all out of energy.
Oh shit!
So instead, they yell down to someone below through just this panicked psychic yell, like "Help me!" And Cleo comes in with the axe, and she's gonna hit him. He's dead in the water. He's just floating there. But then she is struck on the arm with something, narrowly missing, as suddenly the two of you are being pelted with rocks, with debris, and Ze can sense that outside of the one true leader's own psychic abilities, the mushrooms themselves are being compelled to use their telepathy to fire rocks and pebbles and debris straight up towards you all.
Okay, fair.
But as that happens, you hear over the radio from Trevor.
What's going on? That one didn't even come at me, it just dropped. Whatever you're doing is working. It's working, guys. Oh, I can get in there. I can round some more of them up now.
Trevor.
See,
Yeah, so Trevor, it's a bad...
what's going on down there?
Yeah, it's a bad time. We're kind of busy, Trevor.
Well, stay busy, because whatever you're doing is working.
No, wait,
I was
we'll
about to
stay
get...
busy, but don't stop calling us in the middle of being busy, Trevor. We're very intensely in battle right now, Trevor.
Okay, well, just give me the word if you need a pickup.
Trevor, we're in the middle of battle, Trevor.
And you're like just getting pelted with rocks and shit as well.
I'm not going to give you a bloody call to let you know what's going on.
It's good to hear from you as well, Z.
Right, okay, so... Talk soon. Be safe. Bye.
Oh my god, that's serious. That's serious.
I mean, you know what that means. It is the one true leader's turn.
It is Totino's Pizza Boy.
I am Totino's boy pizza.
Pizza.
Cleo's come in, like just about pulled off a pretty lethal armor-piercing maneuver with the ghost axe.
Ghost Axe Smog.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Smoggy ghost axe. The two of you are now in the water getting pummeled with small rocks. None of them are enough to do any serious damage, but they're enough to really throw your aim off and make everything really difficult to do. As the one true leader, again, not even swimming, just telekinetically rising up above you, increasing their stature versus the two of you in this ball of water. And once again, that telepathic rumbling resumes. As now, provided support from the mushrooms below, they can focus on whatever attack it is that they are planning. And I'm going to make a telepathy roll. Did Z end with any energy? He didn't, did he? No, he used it.
No, I'm empty.
Shit, and I've succeeded with 21.
Fuck off!
Cleo
21.
feels a tightening in her throat,
No.
in her skull, and then suddenly, arms and legs violently pulled straight. She's lifted up above Z towards the level where the one true leader is floating. She feels a crushing pressure on her skull. Fuck. She can taste blood as she can barely move a muscle a rumbling in the eardrums. She can't really hear or see anything. Z, looking down with his sensory equipment, can see that her eyes are going bloodshot. She's sort of struggling. Her lungs just weakly floundering as the one true leader grasps and begins crushing her in a telekinetic vice, dealing
No.
6 full points of damage.
No. Fuck.
And holding Cleo in that position.
Wait. Oh my god. Okay, wait. I already had wounds too, didn't I?
Yep.
Cause I already. Oh my god, you guys. Okay. I don't have a lot of health left.
Yeah, you've got less than I usually have.
You could be one shot from this position.
Oh, don't let
And the
me
one
go
true
out
leader,
like this.
with just a sort of a psychic glance over at Dr. Z, says,
Cease your attacks, Songless One, or your friend will be crushed. Tell your people to stop their assault.
Radio clicks on.
Trevor. Deets. Shannon. This is Dr. Z.
Yes, Doctor.
I'm here, Z. Shannon in.
Cease all attacks.
What do you mean?
Cease all attacks.
We have them running scared, Z. Now is not the time.
Cease all attacks, glob dammit.
You better know what you're doing.
Just listen to him, Deets, you fool. I'll be within range, Z. Just let us know.
We're pulling back. But we will talk about this foolishness later.
This is no more foolish than Boris's trained squirrels.
Stop being weird, just call them off.
Yes, everyone, hold off. Just like trained squirrels.
Trained squirrels. They've finally lost it. You have 10 minutes and then we resume the assault.
I assure you that trained squirrels will not need 10 minutes.
I could train squirrels in less than 10 minutes.
I could train squirrels in less than 10 minutes. Hold.
We're gone, Z. We've vanished into the shadows again.
Good.
As Deet's people pull back from the combat, as Channon's revolutionaries vanish back into the shadows of the dark side of midspace of the Night City, and as Trevor just sort of sails up over a building, vanishing from sight, the one true leader smirks as the cultists, all licking their wounds, get their guns and come in, all of them training them up at the two of you floating in the ball of water, which begins lowering back down towards their compound. The mushrooms all glowing as the one true leader is clearly exerting all of their power, while meanwhile holding Cleo in a deadly telepathic grip. But there is a slight rumbling. On the ground, rocks and pebbles bounce a little. And then you can hear it faintly through the ground. Something gaining speed.
Oh, shit.
Something squealing and creaking along ancient metal tracks.
Oh, shit.
As Boris's battle train bursts from the side of the pond. Launching out off its tracks and skidding into the middle of the compound. You hear
Ride the train.
Boris pulling the steam whistle and yelling choo choo over the top as the battle train bounces out. The cultists all coming, immediately training their guns down at this armored ancient Terran train. It has guns strapped all over it. It has a couple of carriages being pulled behind. The one true leader tightening the vice grip on Cleo, blood dripping from her eye sockets and ears, her teeth gritted in pain as she can still not really see, hear, talk, move. Z faced with this, however, It's at that moment that Boris throws open a side door on one of the carriages. And inside, an ethereal green light, as in a colony of psychic mushrooms, are suddenly revealed, hidden by the psychic dampeners that Boris had installed in the battle train. And it is Dr. Z's turn.
Oh, fucking hell. Dr. Z immediately, without any time for formalities, opens up a song that he has kept closed for a long time. A song that he hasn't enacted for many, many years. And reaches out this song to the green mushrooms that Boris has just delivered.
The mushrooms themselves emanate a playful green energy, a youthful independence, and when Z's song strikes them, there's a tittering, because Z isn't co-opting them into a uniform song, into a group song. He's simply teaching them a song of an individual. He's giving them something that they could sing.
This is the song that goes,
We are built from the same stuff, but we are not the same. We serve no masters. Cleo is in trouble. I need your help.
And it's small at first. One tiny consciousness, one solitary mushroom perhaps, taking up the little tinkling version of that song. Then more. And it's chaotic. They're all at different times. They're all coming at different volumes, pitches, different speeds, but they are all singing that same song, and they all reach out and they all find Cleo in pain, in danger. And all of a sudden, multiple powerful telekinetic energies are all attempting to wrest Cleo to safety.
yes.
Oh my god.
I love the idea as well that like Z isn't forceful. Like he's doing a completely different thing to what the one true leader is. Like these things are powerful on their own. Like
Yeah.
if they want to help you,
Yeah.
then they will do it. They don't need
Yeah.
to be forced.
But that's like Boris. That's like Trevor. That's like every single person that's joined us so far. We haven't like said,
Nobody
If it
has
forced-
to be here.
yeah, we're not paying great. When no one's rich, no one's living it up, but we got good food replicators and we got a good pilot.
Like if you
You know?
leave, we'll probably be like uncool about it
Yeah, we talk
because you hurt our feelings. But like,
Boris's
like if you don't
blog
want
is
to come
going to
to our
be like.
sleepover, then like fine. But
You think we're spiteful though? Boris's blog is scathing.
I feel like this is one of those things where it's like it works because these are the people who heard our song.
Yeah,
You know what I
And
mean?
It
Like
resonated.
every now and then in your life, you come
Yes.
across people who hear
Very
your
true.
song and then you go through it together. That's like the way, that's the
Yeah,
dream that
very
you come
true.
across these other people in the vast emptiness of existence and they hear the same song. And so you just go forth.
Yeah,
And it doesn't always work. Like you don't always find those people. And some people get so lucky to find people at a
Yeah.
moment that's early.
yeah. No,
And I feel like
completely
that's
agree.
what this is. Like we found our people.
100% agree.
It's just like Naruto. It's just like Naruto.
We're so cool, guys.
Not sure if it's just me, but I feel like I'm so much more inclined to shop and eat healthier when the weather is nice outside. Like when I can just peruse the cute little farmer's market on a sunny summer Saturday, I'm so much better at grabbing the seasonal fruits and veggies and just overall gravitating towards fresh produce and away from heavier processed foods. So I've been trying to combat that this winter, and as we head into spring, something I'm bringing with me are my HelloFresh orders. With HelloFresh, you're getting seasonal ingredients picked at peak ripeness, and you can really taste the quality. Ingredients also always travel from the farm to your home in less than 7 days, so you know they're fresh, which is so helpful when I'm missing that farmer's market energy. It also doesn't hurt that making their delicious dinners is a cinch with chef-crafted seasonal recipes and ingredients already pre-portioned, so all you have to do is cook and enjoy. I made this salmon limon with a veggie couscous last week, and not only were the veggies so fresh and wonderful, but it made me try a new way of cooking salmon, which was a learning experience and also cooked faster than I usually do it, so I appreciated that. Also, you may have heard me talk about Green Chef before, which is now actually owned by HelloFresh. I really do love both, and with so many options to choose from, there really is something for everyone. If you'd like to try out HelloFresh for yourself, go to hellofresh.com/realm60 and use code REALM60 for 60% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/realm60 and use code REALM60 for 60% off plus free shipping of America's #1 meal kit.
We are unique. We are built for the same, but we are not the same. We serve no master. But we are not the same. We serve no master.
Are built from the same, but we are not
We are
the
unique. We are unique. We are built from the same. We are not the same. We serve no master.
We are unique.
We are built. We serve no master. We are unique. We are built from the same, but we are not the same. We are unique. We are built from the same. We serve no master. We are built from the same, but we are not the same. We serve no master. We are built from the same, but we are not the same. We are unique.
Fuck. Okay, so stop me from crying and tell me what happens.
Well, I've just rolled for the mushrooms a 21. As Cleo is plucked out of the grasp of the one true leader and pulled gently and slowly. She drifts. She's able to freely move, but like just sort of like, like a gentle hand carries her down out of the water where she can breathe and recover somewhat, having been pummeled from all sides and from the inside as well with telekinetic energy, really quite a distressing attack. And she's just sort of kept there, hovering in the air by the mushrooms, who then, seeing Cleo safe, reach out to their brethren around them.
They about to turn the tide.
Legacy code about to fucking legacy code.
And I've rolled a damn 15. As some of the mushroom colony here in the compound, you can see like the aggressive flashing energy with which they've been using to pummel the two of you and to hold this orb of water aloft softens and goes to the much more familiar green thoughts. As these mushrooms sort of come free, like, realizing they're free, many of them beginning to join in as well in the same song of independence. And Ze can feel that the tide is turning, and though his army might not be as big as the one true leader's, it's growing. And the one true leader has a new problem on their hands as they are losing influence among the mushroom colony.
Z immediately ignores the one true leader and reaches out.
Cleo! Cleo! Cleo, are you alright?
Zee! Let me back up there. I can't leave him.
Cleo, I do not want you getting hurt again.
Well, I don't want you getting hurt neither.
Cleo, I can't help you from here. I can't heal your wounds. Cleo, look. You're hurt. I can't just let you get hurt again like that. You're the strong one. And you're already taking too much damage.
Well, I can't let you get hurt neither.
Well, I'm not going to. But thank you.
And I'll cut off my telepathic communication with Cleo.
Cleo's gonna turn away, and to herself, she's gonna say,
You're heck damn right you ain't gonna get hurt.
and then she's gonna turn to all of these, like, little glowing, pulsating, twinkling mushrooms.
And this is the same group that you did talk with back in the lab.
We know each other. We're people. These are my people. And Cleo doesn't have to speak to them, but she is going to communicate to them the way that she did before. Because I'm picturing that at this point we're touching. We're we're in proximity.
Yeah, you're just sort of like floating there above the ground with all these little glowing mushrooms, and it's a Boris down there sort of like looking up like, oh, what the hell?
Okay, so I'm going to communicate with them.
Hey! Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Well,
Cleo, what are you doing up there? But despite Boris's confused yells, you do hear a playful little tinkle. That feeling at the back of your skull, like the mushrooms are there and they are hearing you. And though you don't have the antennae with which for them to really fully possess your brainwaves, they can hear you.
It's y'all. I knew you would hear me. I knew we still had it. Let me down. I want to talk to you. Up close.
And Cleo drifts gently down to land in the pond next to the battle engine.
Cleo is gonna kneel down to the ground to be amongst the mushrooms.
What?
And she's gonna let her paws down to the ground so that they could maybe climb up if some of them want to.
Cleo, did you see how it worked? I burst through the ground. I had to build a blade onto the front, you see. It was like a miniature butter knife. But I brought the mushrooms just like Ze wanted. I hope that they didn't say anything the whole time, but they did glow like they was understanding me. So I think perhaps it's working.
Cleo's not fully in it yet, so she is gonna acknowledge Boris because come on, like how can you not?
That's so cute.
Boris, I seen you. You busted out right when Z said squirrel. Whatever that is, whatever that means, but it was amazing. Boris, the train, you and me understand. And now everybody else does too.
It's going to be a lot of work to get it back on the tracks, but it was a whole lot of fun.
Well, that's what we'll do next. But right now, I got one more thing to do.
Okay, well, whatever it is you're going to do, I think maybe I'm going to get back into the battle train because
And he sort of intones up above the pond where the cultists have gathered around, aiming their guns back down. Boris, with a gasp of shock, leaps into the battle engine.
That's fair.
Begins firing some cover fire up at the closest side. The cultists having to back away as he fires almost blindly into the air above Cleo's head as Cleo ducks down amongst the mushrooms.
Okay, Cleo is now fully turning her attention to the mushrooms. And the message that I have for the mushrooms.
Listen, you didn't have to help me. Thank you for lifting my ass out of that bubble, because I was getting ripped. You saw it. Ain't no shame. And I'm gonna have to ask you again, but it's only an ask. You can say no if you want, but I need to go back in there, and I need your help. I can't do it on my own. Z said I was strong, but I'm not strong enough. And so I'm gonna crack open my walnut here for y'all. And I'm gonna let you drive, but you gotta save my friend. And if you can, keep my powder dry.
And that's it.
Oh, you got me tearing up there, Taylor, you dickhead.
There's that tugging, those tiny little child-like hands sort of like pulling at the sleeve, like pulling Cleo down to mushroom height as one of those glowing green fungi plucks itself from the earth and sort of floats up, playfully spinning through the air and approaching Cleo's mouth.
Cleo's just completely gonna allow them to move as they will.
Okay, well then the mushroom just slides in between her lips and just sort of floats around there inside her skull and then latches itself to the side of the inside of her jaw.
Oh shit.
There's a pinch. There's definitely some pain involved as a green light emanates out of Cleo's surprised mouth. And then she feels it. It's not as gentle. It's not as slow and playful as earlier. There's a great deal more urgency to this as suddenly minds flood hers as the mushrooms now have Cleo's brain as a part of their network. And Cleo's head is once again filled with these voices and they're all singing the song. And although Cleo doesn't know the song, it's one that feels like it is philosophically very well aligned with the Backwater Bastards, although it's something that Ze has been living alongside her all this time. But all those voices drown out everything, and Cleo's ability to coherently think, to control her own actions, seems to sort of melt away as she feels almost an outer body experience. Cleo's eyes glowing a green as what is essentially like mushroom Akira Cleo hovers into the air and then shoots up towards the ball of water up above.
Oh my god, this is so cool. This is so cool!
So good! Fucking super Cleo. However, as Cleo is doing this down below, Dr. Z is facing the one true leader alone in the orb of water.
I remember the angels. I remember your bloodlust back then. I don't think that was the song. I think that was you.
Well, perhaps you're right. But it is my right as an Atola to take what is mine and destroy those that get in the way, as is yours. I understand that you want to end me. I've got in your way, and I've stopped you from taking your precious friendship. So fight me, face me, songless one. You know you won't survive it.
The interesting thing I have learnt these past years about songs is that some of them don't need the chorus. Some of them have solos.
Thrust myself forward with the energy blade.
Give me an energy blade attack.
This is a guitar solo, except if it was a knife.
15. But a damage is 0 though, so whatever you do with that.
Well, the one true leader is going to try and deflect this telekinetically. Oh, I rolled a 24. The one true leader, extending a few tendrils, just grabs Dr. Z in a telekinetic vice and hurls him to the side, easily avoiding any sort of attack and grasping him there in midair, much as he did Cleo, although Z is at least shielded within the honey boy taking the brunt of this force, this squeeze. Z still has 1 energy, I believe.
I mean, just for drama, I gotta do this. I mean, I gotta use my last energy. I gotta fucking push it.
Yeah,
Z
kind of.
is going to slip out of the honey boy that's being held by the one true leader and just for a moment give in to what Z used to be. A warrior for the Atola Medusa. Someone who just was doing harm unto others and not thinking about the consequences to themselves, but just the consequences of the greater song, the greater movement. And even though Z isn't currently part of a song, Z is giving in to that historic lesson that they learnt and is going to fling themselves aggressively towards the one true leader.
I love that. It's like a jelly on jelly,
Just
underwater
jelly on jelly fist fight. Yeah. Should I just do my energy blade attack just because it's...
I think it might be a strength roll once you're doing this.
Oh, strength, okay.
Because this is when Z, like without his technology, without his
nothing,
telepathy,
just
coming in
pure
and slapping
upset.
it. He's weak, but I mean the one true leader is as well.
Okay, that's my strength roll. Damn, it's only a 7. He's a weak boy. He's a weak lad.
So Z lunges in, just sort of slapping at and grabbing onto the one true leader. The one true leader taken aback by this purely physical attack, as Z just sort of latches onto the back of him. He's like,
What do you get off me?
I will not allow you to continue. You have hurt my friends. You have hurt those I know.
This is pathetic. You are pathetic, songless one.
and you feel a gathering, frighteningly crushing source of telekinetic energy building. The one true leader preparing for what will be a devastating close-range attack on Dr. Z latched on there. But the one true leader doesn't have any energy right now. It's not the one true leader's turn right now. The one true leader is about to do something very dangerous, because Dr. Z ain't got no TK defense whatsoever. However, it's Cleo's turn.
Girl.
Oh my god. I know.
And there is
It's like
a
he's
green
about to do
glow.
something so dangerous. And I'm like, well, what is it?
There's a green glow from below as a bear rocketing through the air. Wings pulled in, wings not needed, just flying with the telekinetic powers of an entire garden of mushrooms acting in unison, having co-opted her brainwaves to turn her into the telephone pole, if you like, of their influence. Her eyes glowing green, a faint glowing aura all around her as she just shoots into the water. The telekinetic creating a bubble of air so she can breathe around her.
Yes,
She
baby.
bursts into the fray. And she realizes, although all her thoughts echoey, every attempt to do something feels like she's doing it, and then her body follows along behind in slow motion. But then again, the whole world seems to be moving in slow motion. And in fact, those slow, floundering underwater movements that she does are a whole lot faster than she can see the two jellies wrestling in the water in front of her.
She's precog?
She's precog, she's telekinetic, she's telepathic.
Oh my god, guys.
Shit! Oh, shit!
We are definitely never going to get to have this little treat again.
This is that scene in Dragon Ball Z where, this is Lee taking his leg weights off, you know?
Oh my god, this is the Lotus. This is full Lotus.
This is full Lotus!
This is the 8th gate!
Cleo arrives to see these two jellyfish slapping at one another, but also she can sense that the one true leader pretending to wrestle with Z is actually ready to fling off. And with a sudden burst, the jellies part, Z almost sort of being kicked back, dazed, confused, and it's at that moment a sharpened, long, 10-foot piece of rebar penetrates the water, coming directly towards Dr. Z, unarmored, floating, stunned in the water.
No, it doesn't, baby. No, it doesn't.
What do you mean?
I knew it was coming before anybody did.
Yep.
And I'm gonna reach out and grab it.
So Cleo, just imagining ahead, like she realizes now that that sort of that ghostly arm of hers that's followed by the real arm of hers is followed by tens of thousands of other tiny arms. Is an influence from ahead of mainstream time, if you like. As easily, all those tiny little arms, giggling, still singing their song of independence, grab the rebar long before it hits Dr. Z, holding it and sort of twisting it about and looking at it as though Cleo has it in one giant bear claw, even though it's sort of floating 5 meters off to her side. And the one true leader suddenly does look nervous. Like,
What? How did you? You have no song? This isn't fair. They can't do that, can they? If they could do that, I would know they could do that.
and the one true leader is reaching deeper into his own song, trying to get deeper into these mushrooms because clearly they've been holding out on him. The one true leader thought that they had tapped into the full capability of these mushrooms, but really, they were just playing with surface level powers. As Cleo comes in, bearing the full might of the shrooms.
Yo!
But yeah, I mean, it's still Cleo's turn. What do you want to do?
Okay. I have grabbed the rebar, and it's not mine. So I'm gonna give it back to the whale. This is real nice, but now it ain't mine. And so I think I ought to give it back. And Cleo's gonna launch the rebar at the one true leader.
The rebar. Give me a d20 plus 5 for your telekinesis roll, but
Fuck! Cleo's using telekinesis?
Oh my god.
I mean, technically,
This is a
Cleo
scene.
is influencing the telekinesis of tens of thousands of mushrooms, but
Oh no.
that's right, it's plus 5, that's 12.
That's 12. Yeah.
That's good enough. One true leader ain't got no energy.
But I just love that Cleo's like pained look of expression as Cleo's doing something like thinking real hard, like do good thing. So good.
Wiggle your big toe.
As Cleo
Your big
redirects the rebar and hurls it back at the one true leader, finally getting a taste of his own medicine. The one true leader sort of looks up, like, oh, has no telekinesis of his own left, and instead reaches back down to the mushrooms below, this time having to act dangerously fast, having its numbers diminished. The water around you all collapses, but Cleo easily still floating in her telekinetic bubble. Dr. Z, on the other hand, finds himself free-falling as the water drops. The one true leader is suddenly reinforced in a bubble of telekinetic energy. Cleo driving the rebar like a drill, pushing against the power, mushroom against mushroom. The one true leader, however, has to puppeteer these mushrooms, you know, with its own imagination, its own abilities. Cleo, on the other hand, need only think of what she wants to do, and she is backed up with the fully formed minds of these free mushrooms. And so you can see where this is going as the rebar forces the one true leader just like an inch of telekinetic energy, defending his very vulnerable jelly flesh from the sharp metal point, is just driven down slowly, pinned against the ground down below.
Oh my god.
Just gritting and holding that blade just out of reach as Cleo pushes it down. But it's at that moment that the water collapses around. Dr. Z is free-falling. The honey boy is free-falling over there. Z is
I still have
Z gonna
energy.
fall. You still got energy, though.
All right. You remember what I said to you? We are here to protect my friend. Don't let him hit the ground.
A murmuring nod as Cleo, the energy around Cleo sort of like takes her, swooping around, grabbing the honey boy in one arm, and scooping up Dr. Z in the other. The piece of rebar sort of falling limply on the ground, where the one true leader is like huffing and puffing, not even in any water, just in a ball of telekinetic force on the ground there, sort of hovering inches above it, as Cleo, Z, and the honey boy float back down towards the mushrooms and the one true leader.
So happy.
This is
So
just
good.
like so lit too, because it's like just like that menacing hover float.
Yeah. Cleo is 11 right now.
And the glowing eye and the mushrooms are all like and there's just
So as Cleo and the mushrooms gently descend, cradling Dr. Z, scooping him back into the honey boy, where he can breathe again, you come back down to where the one true leader is there, just regrouping, having been pinned to the ground, narrowly avoiding being just totally crushed by a piece of rebar. The one true leader, gasping about, seeing the train carriage filled with mushrooms that you have provided, seeing the mushrooms that are now outside of his influence, outside of his song, and he reaches out, and you see
No!
a
This is the
flaming,
one thing we didn't want to happen.
a flaming brand, a piece of white-hot building that was set on fire earlier by the assault, like a torch that floats menacingly into the pond, and flaming end first is thrust into the train car. There's a sizzling, there's a horrible black smoke as mushrooms are caught alight. And Cleo can hear the screaming, the burning screams of these dying mushrooms, and feeling these consciousness pop out one by one in her brain as the one true leader mercilessly just stirs the fire about, killing as many mushrooms outside of its own control as it can. The green around Cleo even beginning to dim. And then the one true leader sort of hovers up, sucking a ball of water back around himself as he hovers back in a much more modest, earlier form, looking down at the two of you. As the glow in Cleo's eyes begins to fade, the mushrooms pull back, unable to maintain, as the two of you drop that last little distance down onto the ground. And Ze can hear the mushrooms crying out.
Fuck.
And there's a clear concept of help and a green sort of emanating out into mid-space, asking for help from anyone. You can see the other mushrooms in the area blinking and quivering as though they are fighting with all their might to free themselves from the one true leader's influence. But they don't have that kind of power. They can't escape a song. The song means that their own telepathy is being used to bind them. The one true leader caught them in this net and they won't get out. But perhaps the cries for help are heard by something, as you hear just a rumbling and a shaking from the hole in the hole in the ground made by Boris's battle train. And as you sort of, get yourselves to your feet, seeing the one true leader just cackling in the air like,
You brought reinforcements. Well, they're all going to die, just like you will.
the firebrand burning mushrooms. The one true leader doesn't see what comes out of the hole behind him. A hulking, looming assortment of debris.
What?
A huge beast made of trash. Something that the two of you have seen before.
Oh, it's our friend.
Presence from within the sewers, a psychic entity
Green thoughts.
that
Green
exists
thoughts.
somehow on mid-space. And there is a wink of recognition from this thing to the mushrooms. They've known about one another all along.
Oh, man.
And the one true leader, burning as many mushrooms as he can see, killing Cleo's friends, does not see a giant fist made of trash and rock and old debris coming and closing in around it. The one true leader letting out a howl of horror as the firebrand falls limply away from the truck. Some of the mushrooms still there alive barely as the fire spreads among them. And the one true leader suddenly focusing all their energy on keeping themselves from being crushed inside the grip of the trash monster, the entity.
Fuck.
And Cleo's eyes flicker green once more as a voice not of her own comes out of her mouth.
Free them! Free them!
End the song.
He
It is distracted. It is distracted.
Z, having been sort of reinserted into the honey boy and regaining his composure, picking himself up off the ground, can see the scene. Mushrooms being burnt alive, the entity launching from the sewer, grasping the one true leader. The one true leader's efforts distracted and being fully utilized at self-preservation when the voice, not entirely Cleo's, comes out of her mouth, intoning towards all the harshly glowing mushrooms within the one true leader's song.
Cleo, you can't be putting yourself at risk like that.
Well, let's see. I have to.
Next time, we just rely on bloody blaster fire or big bullets or bombs or anything. Well, I can't believe that the one time you didn't use bombs, you bloody put yourself in danger.
Well, when it comes to my friends, I am the bomb.
Still a little bit of a green light from the parasitic mushroom inside Cleo's head. Every time she opens her mouth.
Something off about you, I can't tell. You said you wanted to save your friend? Keep them safe? Can you say that line again? What are you talking about?
It was us.
You are the only one.
While he's distracted,
Cut him from the song. Free us.
Z is going to lower the honey boy's body onto the ground, earthing himself on the ground, reaching out to all of the mushrooms left. And then also I'm going to yell out,
Boris! Boris!
Yes, Z?
Bloody put the fire out, Boris!
Oh, yes, okay. And leaping out of the front train with a multi-tool in hand and stumbling out, Boris flicks about the multi-tool that Rad's made him, using the fire extinguisher to fire and foam into the thing, putting out all the fires among the mushrooms, stumbling about, steam and smoke everywhere, coughing. But the fire is put out.
And then I'll reach out one more time to these mushrooms. Or maybe it's the first time, but reach out to these mushrooms.
I do not want any of these songs to be forceful or weighted on anyone's mind. I will kill this song in myself as soon as this is done. But before that happens, I will end their song. I will end it for everyone on Midspace. I'll end it for you. I'll end it for them. His pain has gone on long enough.
Taylor's face like...
Oh my god, I'm just like, it's so heavy right now. It's so heavy. I'm thinking to myself, like, I need to like get in the game instead of going, I wouldn't even shit you. You're my favorite turd.
And then after reaching out and connecting with all of the sentient mushrooms that I can and the sentient people that are willing and sentient beings that are willing, I'll reach out a strike against the One True Leader's song and try to sever their connection.
And the song, it's esoteric. It doesn't have any unified meaning, but Z has made his intentions very clear. And the mushrooms, Super Cleo along with them, join the song. And the entity, the trash monster from the sewers, joins the song. And bursting free and expanding out from the train as a central point, mushrooms within the One True Leader's song also wrest their way free and join the song. Oh, fuck. Linked minds in a song with Cleo and with all these mushrooms and with power behind them. Cleo once again, eyes glowing green, levitating off the ground. The two of you looking down the One True Leader, who bursts free from the giant stone fist as the entity joins the song and backs away. The One True Leader hovering there above you all as you stare them down. Z's song ringing. And the One True Leader's song ringing right back.
Hey, Cleo.
Z!
I'm thinking we've got some type of fatal pose we could pull together.
I thought you'd never ask.
Doing the fucking cool anime shit. Z is going to morph with Cleo.
Yes. Because you know what? Zeo tolerance for this shit.
Tolerance.
But this isn't just Zeo, this is Super Zeo.
This is Zeo plus a couple.
I'm going to add my energy blade to the fucking point of Cleo's axe.
Oh my god, we're morphing.
As the honey
y'all.
boy morphs around Zeo, as the two of you lift up inside that green field of kinetic energy, eyes glowing green with the mushrooms supporting your every move, the chunks of trash going chung 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 and joining on behind. Additional limbs sort of forged and stomping on the ground and reaching around.
Fuck. Did not expect that.
As the ultimate psychic monster of Midspace faces up against, well, the prior ultimate psychic monster of Midspace.
Did we just Doc Ock?
We just fucking dog-ogged.
That's the Megazord. You know when the dragon one would come and like latch onto the back?
Yes. Yes, I do. Are we General Grievous?
I mean, we look cool, right?
General Kenobi.
Can you please just tell me we look cool?
I think you
Please
look
tell us,
pretty
Dick.
cool.
Okay, thank you.
Tell us how cool.
Tell us we look cool again.
Tell us we look cool.
I mean, I can't even draw this, but like, you know, you know what's going on, right? You got
The words are, you look cool, you guys.
the two glowing green
It's like,
eyes
say my name.
of
Just
Cleo
say
in
it.
the middle, zeroed up, and then with this
Call me Zeo.
trash arms around.
I'm swimming around Cleo's head
Oh my god.
inside the jelly body as the jelly
You're
body
like a jelly
encompasses.
halo.
Exactly.
And the like all the tendrils
It's
are
also
out.
like you can combine like what the honey boy can do with the full telekinesis of this Super Zeo form. So like literally there could be bits of honey boy just like floating like an actual halo.
Fuck.
Whoa.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
Is what it
I
is.
love it. I love it.
We're a pre-cog. We're a post-cog.
We're a
back
telekinetic.
in the day cog. We're telekinetic. We're telepathic. We're psychic. We're psycho.
The
Yeah,
real
we're
question
men-
is, with all this power behind you,
Wait,
what
Dick,
will you do?
I just do need that one line though. You look cool, guys. Guys, you look cool.
Guys, you look cool.
Fuck yes.
That is what I just.
That is
my
why we
pants.
play these games, to look cool in front of our friends.
Yeah.
DM Dick just said we look cool.
I'm not even going to pull a rug out from underneath. I mean, I think it's...
Look at him, bless him, because he could have hurt us in that moment.
Could have hurt us.
You know he could have.
But you knew
You know
that you
Dick.
just brought two 30 plus year olds a joy in life. That you just
I
said
need a
we
cigarette.
look cool. Thank you.
And so, guys, with all that power behind you, what will you do?
I mean, what will we do? I don't think it's much of a fucking guess.
Cleo, what
Ze.
the heck have we done here?
We just got big.
We did just get big.
Hold out a finger of the tentacle from the jellyfish pointing at the one true leader.
What do you have that's left?
Oh my god.
Enough of the song to end yours.
Oh, we're still doing that, huh?
Has it not become apparent already? Defeated your song years ago. Defeated you and yours. And now you come back. With what? Forcing others to think like you? To gain you? To help you grow? Have you not learned anything in all these years?
The power I have found on this rock is mine and mine alone to command. I will wrest it back from you. And you will suffer more than you would have.
There is power here. But there is also power in those that are uncontrollable. I saw you once play this game. And you lost then. Do you really need to lose again?
Your song is undisciplined. I will tear it apart and then tear you apart as well. Enough talking.
I agree.
And I'll kind of like lower my thought process and just be like,
Cleo,
Z.
I leave it over to you.
Hold on.
So as the one true leader just floats there in a tiny ball of water, chunks of rebar just hover up behind, threateningly, menacingly, shing, up into the air. At least 20 of these missiles. And then they begin firing towards this ultimate Mega Zeo that you have formed.
I'm not going to help attack, but I will fucking use my mind to defend, using all energy to deflect using telekinesis.
Alrighty, well let's roll off against one another on that front.
I'll let Cleo fucking handle the claws. I will worry about the shields.
I've only done a 12 here.
Okay, I'm doing a telepathy.
Oh my god, I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I know what
I mean,
I know what
technically
I'm
you're
gonna
doing
do.
telekinesis, but you're using the full-blown power of
13!
the...
I beat your roll by one!
Oh, as these, one by one, these missiles flying in and then swerving at the last second as Z parts them away. Cleo and this hovering telekinetic power closing in as one by one Z brushes them to the side where they ting into the ground very deep and dangerously. One narrowly missing Boris who dives back into the cover of the battle train.
Get in the bloody train, Boris!
I'm putting out the fire! Ah! And the one true leader, just this tiny floating orb of water now, staring down at this being of chaos that just hovers over close. The arms, crafted from the entity, reassembling themselves into massive bear claws, almost just feeding upon the imagination of Z and Cleo. And it's got to be Cleo's turn.
Now, thanks for the help. These are great.
And I'm gonna like lift my claws into the air And using this cool, spanking new telekinesis, I'm gonna summon those rebars up into my hands.
Oh, shit.
They'll suck them right out of the ground. And now I'm wielding them. New bear claw, new and improved. Rebar.
Oh,
And we're gonna like roll in with these.
fuck.
These are the bear claws now. I'm holding a whole stack of rebars, and I'm going in with them.
Heck.
Super metal rebar bear claw.
Imagine this.
It's like when you're like walking at night and you take your car keys and you put them up between your fingers like this, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Come at me."
Yeah.
It's that, but like,
Fuck you up.
you know, but it's a bear and it's rebar,
So good.
and it's extremely dangerous.
extremely
I
good.
mean, I guess I'm just going to call this a bear claw.
It is a bear claw.
Does a little bit more damage than normal.
It sure do. Oh my god, and it's an 18.
My god.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But only a 2 damage, so meh, there's room for more.
Yeah, it's not too damage, though. Not with that.
Not with this.
But what,
Now,
10
to be fair.
hunks of rebar. The one true leader looks up. And in the moment before the giant metal bear claw penetrates the water bubble and essentially crushes him into the ground, you sort of hear a psychic whimper as the harsh glow of the mushrooms all fades, as they're all released from the song, as the one true leader goes out, truly alone, releasing the mushrooms from the song, and Ze alone hears a quiet, defeated voice.
How do you do it, Ze? How do you live without the others? Without the song of our people?
I have never been living without others. I have never been alone.
But there's no reply forthcoming, as the Mega Zeo claws pulverize the one true leader into the ground. There is nothing left to be found. There is no brainwave left as the song vanishes and the mushrooms are all suddenly freed. The cultists all freed as a fog lifts from their mind, guns being dropped in the ground in horror and confusion. The green glow around Cleo fades, and the two of you, just regular old Zeo, are deposited back in the shallow water of this pond next to the battle train as the entity slinks back into the hole. And all you can really hear is the moaning of the injured and the crackling of the fire.
Telepathy. I want to reach out to the mushrooms.
Thank you for your help.
And there's just a series of giggles coming through the telephone pole planted inside Cleo's head as one by one the mushrooms all jump ship from Ze's song, freeing themselves. Many of them still singing the legacy code. Many of them not bothering to continue with that. A lot of them just, reasserting their freedom, their playful joy. And telegraphed through Cleo's mind, you hear thousands of different answers. Most of them seem to be saying thank you or some variant of, but in the chaos of all these voices, you can't really make out very much at all, because suddenly the entire huge community of mushrooms that was powering the One True Leader's song, they're not a monolith anymore. They are just voices. Totally freed.
Oh, shit.
Cleo.
Ze!
Cleo, I think
Ze!
we made a plan and I think we did it.
Well, heck! Is it over?
It's over, Cleo, but look. Back there, I was pretty worried you were going to get hurt again because Holy heck, Cleo, you're still bleeding. Oh, hold up.
And immediately rush over and start using a medical kit on Cleo. It's a 14 healed 6.
Boom.
Oh, cool. That totally wipes the damage I got earlier completely.
Better than a kick in the teeth.
Cleo, you can't be doing this. You can't be just diving in recklessly like that.
Well, I will, though. Forever.
Oh, yes, I know you bloody will. You know, you shouldn't, though. And also you, Boris. You know, you could have done what you needed to do and hide. What were you doing standing out in the middle of the open like that?
We just want to help you, Ze.
Yeah.
Well, look,
Heck.
it's done, and I think... Well, heck. I think we've managed to help a lot more.
In the middle of this conversation, you hear a bit of a commotion and shouting from up above on the street level in the compound. And you make out the voice of Shannon saying,
Not them! Not them! You hunk of bolts! Get out of my way! Put those guns down, I'm warning you. These are our people.
They joined the cult, did they not? I was told we could execute prisoners.
Cleo's gonna turn to face Dietz. And she's gonna press on her communicator.
Hey, Trevor. Trevor,
Yes, Cleo?
do you got a lock on us?
Well, of course.
Well, I got a favor to ask.
I've been waiting for that.
Well, if anybody here breaks this piece that we done made, you better put a hole in them, right where they stand. Lay them down.
You hear that, everybody? I've got you all covered.
the grey dragon sort of swooping down, the crackling butter knife around it, the guns zooming in down on Shannon and Dietz. The anti-aircraft cannons have all been taken out. There's no real defense against a starship coming down on you. As they all look up, and Dietz, you can see now as you step up out of the pond to approach the chaos, that Dietz has rounded up a bunch of the cultists, has them on their knees, gangsters, robots with blasters pointed at them. Shannon, energy blades aloft, angrily trying to free some of the ones in the revolutionary uniforms, which most of the cultists that were here fighting were their people. And finally, Dietz takes a huge armored foot off the chest of one downed cultist, or downed ex-cultist,
What a
stepping
shithead.
back.
Who even told him that he could do that?
He's such a shithead. As the cultists all scramble back behind Shannon and the other revolutionaries.
Unbelievable, though. Like, get fucked. Who? Please point out who said you'd be able to. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well then, I am to assume this truce is over. The next time I see any of you,
Dietz looking around, a clawed finger pointing at the revolutionaries, pointing up at Trevor, pointing over towards Ze and Cleo.
we will be enemies again.
And then he looks down at the battle train and the tunnel and
Great.
the train tracks. Buck.
Cool.
And gives the bastards a knowing nod
So don't be strangers.
as he turns his tail and stomps heavily away.
So I can assume we're welcome back then? At the bar? The ban has been lifted?
Dietz waves a hand negligently without turning as the gangsters all vanish off out of the compound.
All right then, Cleo. I think the ban's been lifted. We're allowed back at the bar.
Oh shit! Oh, I could go for a little. I could go for a little something.
I know that.
I really could.
Look, Dietz is
It's been a day.
a difficult person to understand, but they do have a brilliant bar.
I don't know if you could tell, but it kind of seemed like he was saying, "Come on over.
Don't be
Come
strangers.
on over
He was
as
saying,
soon
come
as
on,
you
don't be
can."
strangers. Hang out with me more. Yeah.
You know what they say? I mean, it's only an insult if I understand it.
And what else they say is that if someone invites you over, you should go over and hang out with them as much as you can.
Well, they do say that. You know, that's what... It's only polite.
It's polite to
And
do because
even if we
they've
did-
asked you to do it.
And they did ask
Yes.
us. They did ask us.
Are we gonna go get a drink then?
Well, I think we should get a little bit of a drink.
A little drink, just a
Oh,
little drink.
I could go for one or two. Do you guys want to... I'll land. Do you want to get in?
I do want to get in, see. I'd like a ride. I would like a ride.
The thing is, I just left a little bit of my water over there. I'm just gonna go quickly pick it up, and then, you know me, I'm in there for a drink.
All right, don't take too long picking up all that water off the...
It's just honestly, it's just a little bit. It just fell over.
Can he even do that? Should we just... Nah, you're right. Let's just let him.
As Boris tries to lock up the battle train as best as possible, given up trying to get it back onto the tracks, he realizes he can't actually do that with his own brute strength. As Trevor lands down, opens up the stairwell for Cleo and Boris to go in, as Channon and the revolutionaries begin tending to the wounds of their fallen and putting out fires and looking about the compound, which is now technically part of their portion of Midspace after all, being the guardians of the Night City. Ze, trudging along in the Honey Boy, heads back into the pond, back to the site of the battle.
So, I don't know if Z manages to find a body or anything, but Z will search for the last spiritual spot, the last memory of the one true leader.
And yeah, there's no body to be found, but there is a lingering energy, that faint ghost of a powerful Atolla Medusa. In their last moments, did let go of that song, did let go of any sort of controlling influence, and just went out alone.
Z is going to kind of reach out in the same way that Z once talked to Jay. Not expecting a reply back, but just saying out.
I hope that painful song has ended now.
And there's just a faint whisper. It looked nice. You and the bear, what you have, don't give it up.
Thank you. I hope you find the others now. I'll see you next time. In the next great Atolla.
And as the last vestiges of lingering psychic energy just vanish away into the ether, all Z can hear now is the excited, giddy celebrations of the mushrooms and the quiet, nodding contemplation of the entity, who seem to be old friends somehow.
Wait! Boris! Boris, no, that is my seat! Boris! You do not get to sit there just because you've been on one battle train and saved the day. That does not upgrade you to Z seat status.
Sorry, Z. I didn't know what came over me.
Cleo, I can't believe you're allowing this! Cleo!
We're gonna take turns?
No, my seat isn't a seat to take turns in. Who else's seat are we taking turns in?
I thought I was gonna get a turn next.
Nobody needs a turn in Z's seat. We won. We need a turn on Dietz's bar stools.
Right, now that...
That's a turn that I am willing to take.
I agree with that. Shannon!
What?
See ya!
Good for him.
Yeah, well, just remember, this side of the city is ours, so stay out unless you're joining the revolution. And thank you. Goodbye.
Cleo, can you still talk to them?
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, the thing is, I know we took them back to their home, but
They're all planted sort of in my train, and I would kind of like it back.
Hey! Mushrooms. Y'all did such a good job. You saved my friend and me and you took care of Boris and you know, I wish I could keep you, but it ain't right. It ain't right. I only got a small aquarium and it ain't right. Y'all obviously need a big space, and I mean your friends are crammed into Boris's dirty old train. And that ain't right neither. I'm gonna let you go. Cause you deserve to be free. But maybe before you leave, if y'all could put the train back, maybe before you just zoop away.
There's a chorus of giggles as you see mushrooms uprooting one by one and flying out of the train and sort of replanting themselves among their brethren in the compound.
Oh.
And then what almost looks like a gust of wind, but you recognize it more as being that unseen entity moving through the debris around the train. And there's cheers and laughter. And the one thing that you do hear amongst the throng of thousands of little voices is, the ancestors have come back to play some more. As the entity lifts the train, rights it, pulls it back into the tunnel and places it on the tracks.
Heck! Y'all did that real fast.
And there's the calm green entity, which you have encountered before, but this time with the little antennae in Cleo's mind, she can understand it a little more because she realizes immediately upon reaching out and touching this mind that it is no different from the mushrooms. It is the mushrooms. It's just a more mature expression of their psychic energy. Perhaps the mushrooms are the infancy of this species. And at a certain point, when they shed their giggling, immature lifetime, they become entities of pure psychic energy moving about the inanimate objects of midspace. And there's a calm, knowing nod from all these thousands, millions of evolved mushroom voices that exist within the entity. And then they're gone.
100%? Everything's gone?
Just vanished away back into the sewers.
Not even one?
And the glow, the faint green glow that was left in Cleo's eyes, fades away.
Bloody heck, Cleo, I thought you were going to be glowing all day.
Cleo just deflates a little bit. And as the mushrooms, I guess, recede, she just yells out, like kind of scrunched up, because she's thinking a green thought while she does it.
Y'all come back now? You hear?
Oh.
And as you pull away, there is relative telepathic silence, but Cleo does feel a little tugging at her sleeve and a faint tinkling giggle. So it's not all over yet.
Oh, yes. Dang.
And as you finally pull right away out of the Dark City back towards midspace, Trevor finally untenses his muscles, lets out a sigh like, well, heck, we really did it.
I don't think I ever want to see a rebar again.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, actually. That was horrifying.
Terrifying. Kind of appear out of nowhere and just fling! Silent as well.
Yeah.
So you killed the one true leader, whatever they were. That must have felt good.
Right, yes. I mean, of course, we are victorious, and with victory comes the feelings of victory. Yes, it's good. We've won. We've done the thing. Did you see Cleo down there at one point? Oh, those bear claws were quite impressive.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what I was looking at that point. There was a lot going on. Very cool, though.
Well, I mean, it felt cool,
Yes.
sorta.
Yes, and then Boris, when you burst through with the bloody train. I mean, I can only hope that you yelled out choo-choo as you did it.
Of course, Ze. Choo-choo! I can't wait to go back and get it. I've got a few ideas of what we could add next.
Yes, now, Boris, I was thinking of that. Now, while we have been invited to go and hang out with Dietz at his illustrious bar, which I'm sure we're all very happy to have VIP status too, he did insinuate that he knew where we were now. So, Boris, I'm going to need you to double your efforts to keep us, secret down there.
Yes, well, I could delete all the maps of the train system. Maybe Dietz doesn't have one yet.
We should definitely start there, but if you could think of other plans to keep us safe down there, we need that.
You know what we're really missing, Ze? And what I've been planning for a little while now.
That's not another bloody butter knife, is it?
No, we need a front door.
A front door?
We just need to be able to close the door for a little bit of privacy every now and then.
What if they come in the back door?
Well, we could build one there as well. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. I've got to make a front door first.
Yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Let's build some doors.
All right. Well, let's get a drink and then we'll build some doors, I suppose.
Do we have to?
Next stop, Dietz Tavern.
What do y'all all want doors for?
Cleo, like some civilized beings use doors to determine the space, much like my room, for example. You know, sometimes I would quite like my room to be my room and not the place that you go and scratch yourself in or play with my toys or...
Can't you just open a door and get in anyway?
Yes, well, sometimes that door might be locked or have a specific sticker on the front that says Z only, the Z only club, jellyfish club, no bears allowed.
I don't get that at all.
You've never seen my sign that says no bears allowed?
Yeah, I don't really understand what it means.
Right, okay.
Or why.
Okay, well, that explains a few things going on in my bedroom then.
I thought that was just one of your arts that you do.
Okay, alright, well, okay. Note to self. Make better, clearer sign depicting Z Club only.
To be fair, I don't even read signs really. I just go check it out.
Note to self. Add extra bolt to door.
That sign can't stop me. I can't read. No.
But it doesn't say no Borises.
Note to self, add no Borises to guest list.
Well, unlike these other heathens, Z, I won't be going into your room. I respect a man's privacy and,
Note to self, Trevor is being sarcastic. Add no Trevors.
What about me? See? I'm always in your room.
Note to self, put blanket over cool best collectibles.
and that is where we end the episode.
Holy heck, we back in your ears and we came with a big one.
Jeez.
Damn, that was huge, Dickie.
Oh, and I feel like that's the format now, isn't it? Like we do these origin stories, and then we've got this context for this next episode that like kind of truly wraps it up. So although we thought we'd ended Z Day, we learned that with Cleo Day.
and we've galvanized it with Z-Day. But heck, I mean, origin stories, it's no secret, it's no lie. We all love an origin story over here at Backwater.
We love an origin story. We love a prequel.
We love a little
Fight
cheeky
me.
prequel.
Fight me.
And
I mean,
me.
we've got some few little bits of lore nuggets that have popped out here. We've discovered Super Cleo, as I'm still happy to call it.
Super Cleo
I'm happy for
was
that.
fucking epic. I loved it.
That was
Visually,
legitimate.
Floating in water, a fucking Saiyan bear. Wow.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I saw it so hard that
Yeah.
it's too late.
We've encountered the other psychic entity again and learnt a little bit about its the nature of its being and its origins.
Yeah.
Truth.
That was super cool. I mean, I hope the listeners have followed along with our little post-credits rolls of Boris following our party this whole time.
Oh, I mean, it's hard to say because we put it after all the other stuff. I missed a couple of them myself. Actually.
Yes. Yeah, so if you haven't noticed, cheeky us, we have been doing post rolls after all the credits, after everything. The final fade out last 30 seconds. We've been hinting at a Boris following along, and that is because we made this plan early on. So us at the table figuring out how we wanted to play things in the future. We all said, okay, let's send in Boris stealth for a secret mission.
Well, we did a cheeky little thing where we had some in-game planning that we realized maybe we don't reveal that with the listener because isn't it more fun?
Would be more fun for you.
Deus Ex Boris, Deus Ex Mushroom with Boris.
Yes.
But I mean, I hope we sort of, we tied up most of the loose ends and kind of made sense of it all.
100%. It was so much fun. I mean, I have to ask, was there anything that you enjoyed the most out of this or that you didn't get to say that you had planned? What are your final thoughts for this?
Honestly, I came into this quite open-minded. I was like, okay, this is going to be a fight. I feel like ultimately, you guys were probably going to win somehow or other. It was hard to know. Because someone could have died, something could have gone wrong. I did not expect Mega Zeo. Even though I contributed quite a bit to its creation in the end.
I don't know about you, Tay, but I just saw an opportunity and thought, we need to be as fucking big as possible.
How did you not know we were gonna Zeo?
Exactly,
Come
that was.
on.
I mean, as soon as we had Super Cleo, I knew Super Zeo was coming.
Super Cleo was epic. That will forever rest in my mind as one of the coolest scenes. I just had to know what it felt like to be Super Zeo.
It was a risk, right?
It was a big risk.
I mean, they could have done anything. I think there was a point where we paused and you went to the bathroom and me and Dick were talking about well, what's going to happen now? And I was like, honestly, if he's popping mushrooms and hurting them, they could totally choose to derail all of this and go off on their own with my body.
Yeah.
That could have gone into some difficult directions.
Yeah.
But I thought the thing that I think was the coolest was the fact that that relationship has always been as respectful as it could be within the bounds of each other's
No, I think we've
knowledge.
done well to tell a story with a lot of.
Well, because I mean, we could have been a lot uncooler to them and they could have been a lot uncooler to us. And I think there were moments where there were really adjacent examples of that happening.
Yeah.
And so I think, I don't know, there's something cool about having access to something that powerful and then being thanks for the help, but you can go your own way.
You can go your own way.
Well, it's also, I mean, in my mind, Super Cleo is something that they chose to do because they needed a body, a moving warrior to really utilize that power. But would they ever want to do it again? Maybe not. It's not necessarily a thing.
But if the green thoughts are so strong, if they are the kind of adult mushrooms, ancient ones, why could they not help the younger mushrooms themselves? Did they need us as their vessel? Did they need something to move through?
Well, I think they needed a war. They needed the one true leader to be doing something other than just co-opting all the mushroom minds, because if they came, they would have just been sucked in and become part of it as well. Because they're not necessarily so much more powerful. They are almost the exact same thing. They've just shed their physical form.
Nice.
They've matured and they've reached the next stage of their being, but they they're not really like more powerful or anything. When they sort of like they turn over your train, that's not really any more powerful than the one true leader like lifting up a ball of water and throwing rebar through the air. You know, it's that same sort of
Yeah.
just a bunch of psychics acting in concert.
Well, heck, I am really excited for the next story that comes thrown at us like a rebar through space.
Oh, I don't even know yet. I mean,
Well,
we've got a lot of little story threads that could be the next one we follow.
Well, heck, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Dickie, for this story. That was fucking great.
Thank you guys. We played it through. We've done it. I could not be prouder of what we've accomplished.
It's fucking cool.
And the one true leader, like I felt there was gravitas to that end. There was
Lots of similarities there. Lots of familiar story moments with Z and with them. Heck.
I'm just glad that we
So
can
cool.
still do these every time and they feel like the stories that we want to make.
Yeah.
Because it's scary at the beginning. Every time we start something like this, I always feel like, oh my God, how are we going to do it?
we could fuck
How
it
are we
up.
going to pull
We
this
could
out?
fuck it up
How is
big.
this? Because we come into this stuff often with almost nothing.
Yeah.
Like we don't.
Oh, no. With
We don't
very
know.
much little. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Dick always has more than either of us.
No, but we've
and I think
like we've gotten used to playing at this table, and we know to come in with like empty minds but full of possibility, full of enthusiasm.
And I know you have pieces in yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like you probably had like a feeling for like, I want Z's story to have this or feel like this, or because I know when Cleo Day started, like I had a feeling like I want this for Cleo.
Yeah.
But the thing we make is so unplanned, and that's the part that I don't know. I don't know if that's apparent, but when we make this, like, the only thing we really know is that the character has to be alive at the other end.
Mm.
And so we're just getting to that. That's the whole process. We have to get to that. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, with both Cleo Day and Z Day, like I just kind of like set up some dominoes. like Cleo Day, I had to put the Earth sign there for her to end up in one of those bodies. I had to put the whole sleep engine situation.
Yeah.
But yeah. Aside from that, like it was just like I legitimately didn't know at the beginning of that arc that you guys would choose to like sneak in and pretend you were working. The same thing with Z Day. Like I legitimately had no idea whether or not Z and M8 would choose to befriend the synths. Like in my earliest sketches of like, you know, what was on that rock, like those little second siblings were going to be an enemy for you.
Oh,
you know?
shit. Okay.
dang.
M8 recognized real. Real recognized real.
Yep.
Well, heck. And
Magical.
I hope it's not too much of a derail, but speaking of awesome stories that we have been telling, listeners, this week we've had 2 super cool things we want to share with you from our art sphere. If you head on over to backwaterbastards.com and head to the art section right now, you will see 2 amazing things that we are intensely proud of. One is our very first 5 pages of a comic.
Yeah.
We have hired Rita Kalula to make these 5 pages, and they are badass. It follows the story of the butter knife. It is the opening intro moments, but it is realized in full comic book. That is now on our website that you can go and see at backwaterbastards.com, and you find the art page. It's right there. It's fucking brilliant.
As well, cool.
And let us know if you like it, because we would like to get more stuff like this made. You know, if y'all, the listeners, let us know that this is the type of thing you want to see more of, then we'll make an effort to try and find more of it and try and hire more of it, buy more of it type thing as well to give to everyone.
Yeah. Read our comic.
Yeah.
Read our comic.
It's only
It's
5
great.
pages. You can do it.
You can do it.
And then on
If we
top
can
of
do
that,
it, you can do it.
And then on top of that, we have just under that on the same page, we have a 3D little diorama. It is a work in progress. This is from Max Behrens. He is
Big project. Long time.
But it's freaking epic. I mean, the cinematography for it is all there. Like, it's like, oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
He's done
Oh my
so
God.
much fan art for us
The
over the years,
detail.
but now we see this kind of masterpiece. And if you were to ask him, it's a work in progress. It is something that he is not considering final state, but he's allowed us to share with everyone because we think it's fucking incredible. So, yeah, it's Ze, it's Cleo, and it's Herodotus, fully realized in 3D with textures and everything, and with camera movements and explosions and music, and it's cool.
It's freaking epic. And you can go have a look. Check out the website. While you're there, follow us on all the things you listen to podcasts on. Give us those 5-star ratings. I'm sure you've already done that sort of thing.
Yes.
If you're feeling like helping us out, maybe funding that next 5 pages of comic, join our Patreon. That's the kind of way we misuse your funds, you know. So if you like that sort of thing, then get in on it.
We buy comics with it, man. Whoa.
and then we give them to you.
Radical, man.
And there on the website, you can see a list of who is currently supporting us and looking at us. So
Yes.
thanks to all our current patrons.
Check out our
Thanks to
credits
all
page
our
on the
current
website.
listeners. Just thanks to all of you. We make this entirely
Because
because people bother to listen to it. It really makes it worth doing. So thanks. Like there's more of you than there's ever been before, and I suspect by the time we release this, there'll be even more. It's amazing.
It's just cool.
It's
It's
humbling.
very cool. It's very awesome to see.
We'll see you next time because we'll be back.
We will be back next week with another episode of Lore Dive.
Oh.
Send your questions. Stay tuned on our socials for the topic.
And I get thinking about the next main arc. We need a new big bad, and I got some ideas. So
What about the seed?
bye.
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 Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_Bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.
Shannon, you see that? All those lights? Where do you think they're going?
I don't know. Perhaps the mushrooms no longer feel welcome in this area. I'm sure they'll find somewhere. Now let's get back to rebuilding.
Hey, so what was our last sidearm?
Last sidearm was a deep dive into frozen foods.
Frozen foods. Ramen hacks.
Georgie pie, Thai pie, types of gravy, electricity
New
is stored in the
Zealand
balls.
pies. So
Those hot dogs with
I guess what I'm
stuff
getting
inside.
at is if you're a Patreon and you haven't listened to that yet, get on there and have a listen. If you are not a Patreon and that chaotic lineup of ideas coming from our mouths sounded in any way appetizing, then I mean, you know, for the price of a fancy piece of fruit, you too could be a member of the illustrious Patreon elite and listen to our sidearms.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the show notes. See you there.
See you there.
Bring food.